Gather around, my little ones, for it's time for another bedtime story. Come sit on my lap and let me tell you a tale that will transport you to a world of magic and wonder. As the stars twinkle outside and the night grows darker, we'll journey together through enchanted forests, meet wise old sages, and encounter creatures both friendly and fearsome. I remember when I was a child, my grandmother would tell me stories just like this one, and they filled me with a sense of comfort and joy that stayed with me all through the night. So now it's my turn to pass on the tradition and tell you a tale that will warm your hearts and soothe your souls. Are you ready? Then let's begin our journey and see where our imagination takes us. Once upon a time, in a far-off land, there lived a kind and gentle queen named Isabella. She was loved by all her subjects for her wisdom, compassion, and her unwavering love for her people. However, the queen was sad because she had no child to call her own. She and her king had tried everything, but they could not conceive a child. One day, while the queen was out walking in the royal gardens, she stumbled upon a small sapling growing in a corner. It was a beautiful tree with delicate leaves and a tiny pink flower blooming on its branches. The queen took it as a sign of hope and decided to take care of it herself. She watered the sapling every day and watched it grow. As the years passed, the sapling grew into a magnificent tree, tall and strong, with lush green leaves and beautiful pink flowers. One day, the queen noticed that the tree had grown a small golden apple. The queen was thrilled and took the golden apple to her room. That night, she dreamt of a beautiful child, a girl with golden hair and sparkling blue eyes, who was born from the golden apple. The queen was overjoyed and named her daughter Aurora. Aurora was a beautiful and kind-hearted girl, just like her mother. She grew up surrounded by love and warmth from her parents and the people of the kingdom. She was loved by everyone, and she loved everyone in return. One day, while Aurora was playing in the royal gardens, she heard a soft voice calling out to her. She looked around but could not see anyone. The voice called out to her again, and this time she saw a small, furry creature hiding behind a bush. The creature introduced herself as Lily, a fairy who had been living in the kingdom for many years. Aurora was fascinated by Lily and asked her to show her around the magical world of fairies. Lily was delighted to have a new friend and took Aurora to the magical fairy kingdom. The fairy kingdom was a beautiful place with sparkling rivers, lush green meadows, and flowers of every colour. The fairies welcomed Aurora with open arms and made her their princess. From that day onwards, Aurora spent most of her days playing and learning with the fairies. She learned to fly on the backs of butterflies, to speak with the animals, and to dance with the flowers. She was the happiest she had ever been. One day, when Aurora was playing in the fairy kingdom, she heard a loud noise coming from the direction of her home. She rushed back to the kingdom and found that her parents, the king and the queen, were under attack by an evil sorcerer. Aurora knew she had to do something to help her parents and her people. She asked the fairies to help her, and they agreed. Together, they flew back to the kingdom, and Aurora used her magical powers to defeat the sorcerer and save her parents and her people. The king and the queen were overjoyed to see their daughter, and they were proud of her for being so brave and strong. Aurora realized that she had a duty to protect her people and to use her powers for good. From that day onwards, Aurora spent her days ruling the kingdom with her parents and protecting her people from all the evil in the world. She knew that she could always count on her friends, the fairies, to help her when she needed them. And so, dear children, Aurora continued to rule the kingdom with love, kindness, and bravery. She taught her people to be kind to each other and to always stand up against injustice. And every night before she went to bed, she would look up at the stars and thank the magical tree that had brought